tell you I love you before I leave, case I don't make it back. Never standing down, won't move around, don't believe in waving flags. And I want what's best for you, I don't wanna see you thugging. Ain't have a father figure, my role model with my cousin. Every choice you make gon' come.
Welcome back to another video. Random thoughts about Keno. It's your boy, Big Keno. You know where I'm from. You know what I'm about. Well, you don't know where I'm from, but you know what I'm about. It's about that random shit. Any random thing I talk about, I'm going to talk about, you know. Part 11. Sometimes you got to let that shit out. Which brings me to this topic, like, when people dealing with certain emotions and shit like that, it's best to let that shit out the best way possible. That's why I make these videos, is to basically vent and get my frustration out, say what I gotta say, talk about what I gotta talk about. Anywho, only being is that because I really don't have nobody in my circle that could relate to what I'm talking about or just interested in what I'm talking about. Like, for instance, everybody know, well, a lot of people that know me, or that knew me for some years and shit, they know I used to, I'm gonna see how to put this. They know I used to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how to say this without being blunt with it. Fuck it. They know I used to fake worship Satan or whatever. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't gonna say I worship the nigga, but I believe him more than, I'm not an atheist. I'm not an atheist, y'all. Everybody got their own God who they believe in. I don't have a God. I don't worship nobody but myself. I'm my own God. The Jesus story, that shit, like, I didn't know. I wasn't introduced to that type of lifestyle. I didn't grow up in no Christian household where Jesus was everywhere or just constantly talking about him and shit like that. I don't know him to even be worshiping him. So it's not my fault. Don't get mad at me that I would rather recognize somebody who I know real than the other person. That's just my opinion. A lot of people might say I'm bad. I'm a bad guy. I'm this, I'm that. But it is what it is. Like, you can't fault me for believing what I believe in or being around shit my whole life. You can't get mad at that. Like, that's what I experienced my whole life. That's what I've been going through my whole life. It was bullshit, lies, just all that shit. Disrespect, lies, cheated, all that shit. Growing up as a kid, one thing about kids is that they don't ask to be born. So it's like, why neglect them? Why mistreat them? Why put them through all that shit when they don't even know what the fuck the world is about? That's not their fault, which is why I'm like this now, is because I didn't have the proper guidance growing up. I didn't have the proper sit-down talks or shit like that, period. That's why I be on my son like that, because I want him to realize, I want him to understand fast, like, the world is not with you. Everybody in your household, everybody in your circle, in your family, whatever, they not even with you most of the time. So you gotta learn to real life do for self. He only 4, so it's not really possible right now. But I want his mindset to be basically not dependent on nobody. Like, it's okay to depend on who you think, but that shit gonna hurt you in the end. If you want to depend on somebody, depend on yourself. That's the only way. That's the only way you're not gonna get mad at that person, because you can only get mad at yourself for letting yourself down. You can't get mad at nobody else, because you're not even supposed to depend on nobody else in general, first of all. So, with that being said, recognize who's around you quick. Some people might betray, so it might be hard to pinpoint. Hey, it is what it is. I've been through that shit numerous times, so I know how this shit go. Fucking sweating and shit. Got my hair done yesterday, Mo. You see that shit? That shit like laid down it. My little sister do it. I don't know her Instagram by heart, but DM me on Instagram and I could direct you to her. And only if you're in the DMV area, you know what I'm saying, or you willing to go outside your boundaries, because shorty worth it. I'm trying to tell you. Spend your money on her. She gonna hook you up. Your head might be hurting, but your shit gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? You might have a headache. Like last night, back, I couldn't even sleep. My shit up all night. Damn near. Every time I lay down, I wake back up. Like, what the fuck? But I'm a dude, so it's like I'm not supposed to be used to getting my hair done. This is the real after effect of getting my hair done. Cause I'm a nigga, like I don't get my hair done like that. We're not even supposed to. We're not even supposed to have hair for real. But being as though we have dreads, we can sometimes like to get them touched up, and you know what I'm saying, we like to look good. You see, you can't probably really tell, but if you look at my old videos and my pictures on Instagram and shit, you could tell that I shaved a little something like my mustache, all that, like, yeah. Every time, I only do it when I cut my hair. I mean, when I get my hair done, I only touch up my face and shit. Once my hair woof, all this shit woofing. Like, all this shit. This shit feel good, because it's, you know what I'm saying? But, what I about to say? Back to this parenting shit. Well, I don't even know if I was talking about that. But yeah, though, like, when you have a kid, especially if it's your first, anybody that's having their first kid right now, congratulations. Make sure your kid understands you as a person, and make sure they recognize you as their parent, because a lot of people got a friendly relationship with their kids. Like, I mean, it's cool to be cool with them, but you gotta have some type of boundary. Like, let me say some shit so I won't be a hypocrite about it, because I actually want to smoke with my son, so I can't really say too much. I can't really say too much about that shit, but I do want to smoke with my kid, with my son, when he get old enough. But that's up to him. I'm not about to go up to him and be like, here, Keith, here. Want to hit this? You want to hit this? I'm not about to do that. He's seen me do it numerous times. He's seen his mama do it. He's seen a lot of people do it. But I gotta make sure he want to do it on his own. I wouldn't recommend it, but people gonna be people, kids gonna be kids, everybody. If you was never told, like, I was always told that as a kid, they got 3 personalities. They got one at school, one at home, and one on the street. That's pretty much facts, because I was the same way. I was at school, a whole different person. On the street, whole different. At home, like, when them 3 met each other, when I was taking the street at my home to school, at my home, and you know what I'm saying, taking all that to the other place, like, that's when shit got complicated. And I was bringing all my problems to school, bringing on my, just anything. When you're in the work field, well, yeah, when you're in the work field, or some people might still be in school, high school, college, whatever the case may be, try not to take your personal problems to your workplace, basically. Because some people might peep that shit, like your close coworkers or whoever, your boss, whatever. Some people might catch it. The customers, if you're working in that type of establishment, the customers might pinpoint that shit. Because, like, when I was working at Walmart a few years ago, I was mad a few times at work, and, like, the customers, like, they caught on. Like, they saw that shit based off my actions. Like, I was trying to still give them respect and shit like that, but it was basically like my tone of voice. Like, they sensed that something was wrong. And these everyday customers, they used to come every day, so they seen me on a good day. They never seen me on a bad day. So when they saw me on that day, they was like, "Wow, are you okay?" They knew my name. I had a name tag on, but "Are you okay, Keith? You don't seem like yourself today. You okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." Da 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 da. I ain't really get into details about it, but I was just basically letting them know I'm good. Thank you for your concern or whatever. I didn't really notice I was showing my anger like that. Like, I thought I was still being respectful. Like, I'm at work. I can't really spaz off like that. But I miss that job. One of the best jobs I had. Between Walmart, even when I was working at the baseball stadium, that shit was sweet. Talking free food every night, boy. You talk about what? I was eating good as shit, boy. I'm talking about, nigga. I mean, it's ballpark shit. So, chicken, hot wings, glizzies, burgers, tater tots. You know what I'm saying? The regular baseball shit you would find at a baseball field. You know what I'm saying? The grill shit, that type of shit. But at the end of the night, because I was a dishwasher, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the night, when that shit coming back, majority of that shit is untouched. Still plastic on it, still covered up, everything. Shit, you think I'm not about to dig in? It took for me one time to dig in that motherfucker, try and sneak that shit. My boss like, "Go ahead. You out hungry, go ahead. It ain't gonna do nothing but go in the trash anyway, go ahead. If it look good, if you think it's, go ahead." Hey, you ain't gotta tell me twice, bruh. You ain't gotta tell me. I used to go to work smack too. I used to be hungry as shit in that bed. By the time I get off, it's like 2 in the morning. So I used to take food home and shit. You know, my baby mother was pregnant at the time. I used to bring food home to her. Well, for both of us, for real, like little chicken, cookies, little shit I could pocket. For real, for real. You should see me. You should have saw me with the motherfucker plastic wrap around the chicken, and I come out my pocket with a bag of chicken though. Like, bruh, that shit was sweet. Cookies and shit. I ain't do the drinks and shit. I ain't take no drinks. I ain't really had no drinks. But, bruh, what else job I had like that? My Cold Stone. When I working at Cold Stone, it's an ice cream shop if anybody don't know. I was working at Cold Stone, bruh. Sweet. I missed that job too. Once I got the hang of that shit, boy, I should have seen me on that motherfucker cold plate, hooking that motherfucker ice cream up. Y'all should have saw me on that cold plate, bruh. You might don't know what a cold plate is. It's a thing designed to keep the ice cream cold when you serving ice cream. That's what a cold plate is. Some of y'all might not know. But anyway, you should have seen me on that shit, boy. Once I got the hang of that shit and the proper amount of scoops and how to mix that shit, boy, the people loved me in that joint. I was blessing their ass. The tips was outrageous. Blessing me. Sometimes we had to put our tips in the jar for the end of the day. Shit. If that shit in my hand, it's in my hand. But if it's only 2 people working that day, I put it in the jar so me and him could get that shit. But if it's a more, nah, that's mine. I'm not about to split this with 5, 6 people. What $7 gonna get? Fuck I look like. But now though, like, I had a good little past. Like, my whole life wasn't all bad. It's just the fact that I always remember all the bad shit. So it makes it seem like I ain't had nothing good in my life. I can honestly say a couple things happened good that I can remember. Of course, my son, that's number one. But that's probably was like the top. That's the top. Even before him, even when I had shit before him, after he came, it was a bulk of excitement. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. Only fathers know this feeling. Like I said in my last jump on my other video, if y'all a father, bruh, keep that shit like this. Try to as much as possible. I know we don't choose our baby mother the right way all the time, but we gotta do better. It ain't even us all the time. I ain't even the niggas I know. Some of us go through the same shit when we dealing with our baby mother. That's how we can relate. When we talking about that shit, yeah, it's a whole different story. Whole story about that shit. Cause we can relate, cause we all go through the same shit, or we have been through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But me as a father, it's literally the best feeling in the world to hear somebody call you daddy, to hear a kid calling you that shit and respecting you as that person to them. That shit is beautiful. I love my son like a motherfucker. Everybody know that shit. It's mandatory. I ain't gonna say it's mandatory, because I don't have to, but I do. Like, that's real life my ace. Like, my motherfucker best friend. Like, when he around me, yeah, he make me mad sometimes, but I don't be mad for real, because I know he a kid. I let him go. He a little boy. You wanna go play? Go play. Just know if you get too dirty, you gonna have to change, or you gonna have to come sit down for a while, or whatever. You're gonna get in the bath regardless. But he kind of a little pretty boy already. Like, he could run and he'll fall, he'll scuff his shoe, or he'll get a little mark on his jean. He like, "Dang, daddy, I got dirt on me." He'll wipe himself off. I'm like, "Boy, get your ass out of here. You ain't mind looking at your little ass." But that's how he be. I wonder where he get that from. But nah, he'll be running and shit. And his little ass will fall. He still kind of clumsy or whatever. But his little ass will fall and shit. Boom. Wipe his hands off. Wipe his shit off. I got dirt on me, Dad. I'm like, "Alright, wipe it off. Keep going. You alright? Do it hurt?" "Nope." "Alright, go ahead. You alright? Keep running. Tie your shoe." All that. Like, when I talk to the nigga on the phone, his biggest concern is his toys. Like, he'd be like, "Dad, what you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." I'm like, "My toys still there?" I'm like, "Bruh, your toys? That's what you want to talk about?" "Yes, your toys is right here. Anybody take your toys? I'm not throwing your toys away. Your toys is right here." This video actually went longer than I expected it. But I'm kind of just dragging this shit on for real, but I'm about to roll out and go ahead. Dipset. But yeah, though, one more time, y'all want y'all head down, let me know so I can let her know. I don't know her IG by heart. She got like 3 of them bitches. But DM me, I could DM her. I could let her know personally. But once your head did, yeah, anything. Anyway, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe on this shit. Go ahead, share this motherfucker. Sit down with somebody. Let them know who I am if you already familiar with me. Follow me on Instagram. That shit gonna be in the link down low. BigKeno_1K and BigKeno_1K too. You hear me? So, what else? That's about it. Oh yeah, and before I go, there's some new shit I always say I'm trying to come up with something. But there's some new shit. It's probably old. Somebody probably already said it by now. But when somebody be like, "Oh, he's shy, you shy," just be like, "I'm not shy, I just don't like you." And leave it like that. But if you are shy, then you don't have to say that. Just be like, act your little way or whatever you doing. I don't know what the fuck y'all, you know how females get. But anyway, that's a whole different video. Like, comment, subscribe. Big Keno.
Persuasion, shorty gonna have my baby and this gravy, Eddie, give me a jaw so I can break it, bitch. And you know I'm on this shit, get off my